Hey YouTube, welcome to another review of Hot Toys figures. This one is the Avengers Mark 7. Beautiful right out the box. There's not much I can say about this figure that will stop anyone from buying it. Not that I have anything bad to say about it. It is a fantastic Iron Man piece. They improved on each Iron Man time and time again with the Mark 4 and the Mark 6. I mean, man, it's just blows my mind each time. Man, no words can explain it. Anyway, things that they improved on. If you know of the Iron Mans from Hot Toys, you know how cool they are and how they managed to get so much articulation in an armored figure. Sideshow should take note, seriously. Anyway, I'm sorry. Let's just get started with this, shall we? Changes from this Iron Man is that they now improved the head so that it may actually articulate higher up for if you wanted to position him in a flying mode where he would look out as he, that was just a base, don't worry about it, flying at you, as opposed to all the other ones where he couldn't have done that. Now, pros and cons about that is, yes, you can now put him in those flying poses, but it also leaves a lot of exposed visual, if you can see. Exposed visuals. Now, if you look at it closely and you see the ball joint is connected to this bottom piece right here that connects to it. And if you look at it closely, you'll see that it's part of what articulates his head up and down. So articulation, joint within the neck, within the ball joint, on the ball joint. So it's double hinged in that aspect. And you also have the bottom under the neck ball joint. So there's kind of 3 joints just to make that neck work beautifully. Also, you, just like all the other Iron Man figures, it is the somewhat of a ball pin socket that keeps these things on. Now for the, I believe 4, it was springy. This one is not, but it's very nice. I mean, you can, the flaps within the flaps can move. It's just a wonderful piece. Wonderful additions. Just like all the other Iron Mans, well, not all the other Iron Mans, it has the extendable abdomen joint to, you can see that, to add to the articulation in bending forward and backward. So it's an increased ab joint. They improved on the what forms called the pink panty. If you remember the Mark 6 and the Mark 4, it came with soft vinyl covering for this part, which faded in color over time, and it did not match the rest of the armor. But for this one, they improved it. They made it out of the same material as the rest of the armor. No fading. Good job, Hot Toys. Thanks for listening. As opposed to all the other Avengers line figures, this is has to be given. He has the most accessories. Let's see. There is the... What isn't there? He has multitude of hands, both the open hinged, the hinged fingers, the articulated fingers, the open arm repulsor blasts, the these closed fists, all the rockets and missiles accessories that you swap. They could have done maybe just, you know, partial open up and reveal, or they couldn't have, but you know, no gripe on that. Save weight, I guess. And it's, if you've seen Hot Toys stuff, they showed how many pieces it took to actually make one of these figures, and I believe it was over 200 pieces or something like that. And you know, to have pieces that you would open to reveal like a missile, like the what was it, the Mark II Unleashed, it would be made of more pieces, and that would be just more pieces to break. All these flaps are removable and replaceable for other pieces. Just again, the removable chest plate, and you can swap them for the battle damaged chest plate. Many parts of the shoulders and the wing flaps, I believe, these actually set down better and they don't stick out like the old ones do. This one kind of is, because it's still got the foam padding in there, which I leave in. All in all, I think the only rubber piece that I would worry about over time degrading would probably be the inner elbows, just to hide the joint. But other than that, it's immaculately made. Definitely a lot of updates and progression since the Mark VI. All the light up features from Mark VI are definitive here as well. I normally take out all the batteries from all the Iron Man figures or bases or whatever has batteries, just so that they don't erode and ruin the internals of the figure, which over time will happen. I tend to be wary of that, so I never use the light up functions anyway. One gripe. What would that one? He doesn't come with all the accessories. I would have loved for him to come with the Tony Stark face sculpt in the helmet that you can display with the face shell, but sadly it doesn't. Oh well, what are you gonna do? But he does come with a Tony Stark head sculpt. I would prefer the Tony Stark sculpted in the helmet over the Tony Stark head sculpt, only because I have the head sculpt from the Mark IV, and that was a pretty good one, and I don't think I need another Tony Stark head sculpt. But it's a plus for all those who don't. But the bad thing about that head sculpt is the actual joint. It's the head and neck sculpted together. I wish they would have just given the head without the neck. It doesn't sit proper on a Hot Toys body. Actually, it sinks his head in way too far into the body. And I think it's mainly meant to be used only for this. I think that's what they were going for. You'll have a little bit of trouble you know, trying to straight swap that head onto a Hot Toys body to make your Tony Stark. But other than that, it's a good sculpt of Tony Stark. Notice I'm not saying, you know, Robert Downey Jr., because most of these sculpts are not really 100% accurate for, you know, the actor. It's the actor who's playing the part. A lot of people just say, oh, it's supposed to be Tony Stark's. I mean, it's supposed to be Robert Downey Jr. Yes, it's supposed to be Robert Downey Jr., but, you know, there's makeup that they wear. Even though it's still his face, they change it somewhat. If you were to see him in real life, it wouldn't look like that. But I digress. Overall, kick-ass Iron Man figure. Highly recommend it. I know these reviews have been kind of like skimpy, and I'm not showing you full detail of all around the figure, which I should be, but with the camera I'm using to do these reviews, they're not even going to capture all the greatness about these figures anyway. And that these are old figures that have been out for a while and have been reviewed over time and time again by our friendlies on YouTube, like Xenomorph, Nanny D, you know, those guys. Even Clipper King. This is basically a review of my opinion. The pros and cons, maybe some people have overlooked, and maybe your views and your tastes are more similar to mine, and I'm pointing out stuff that you thought mattered that someone else never pointed out. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. I have one more review to do of the Avengers line, and that'll finish up my Avengers line. And that would be Hulk. I will see you next time. Have fun.